Well, if you've been following and watching the videos, and maybe you've even subscribed, you know that I installed a solar system on our 2015 Itasca Sunstar. If you look up along the edge, you can see the 4 panels that I put up top. I'm going to go over the installation with you and just kind of give a final wrap up and how things went. And so let's take a look. Okay, so here we are in the bay where my 2000 watt inverter is. As you can see, I've got the charge controller installed. It is functioning. And then there's the disconnects over there. The red one is from the solar array on top, and then the black one is the breaker, circuit breaker that goes to the batteries. So just a quick overview. The bottom wires coming in here are from the solar array and come from this disconnect over here. And then the top ones go to the batteries through that breaker. The positive goes right out to the battery. The negative goes over here to the shunt. We have 2 wires that are attached to that, 2 small ones back in here. Those go up to the display inside as well and give you an accurate reading on the battery. The top one here goes to the inverter, and then the bottom one goes out to the batteries. Also, you can see the black negative lead back here. If we come over here to the battery compartment, you can see the hookups in here. Now this wire here is my positive lead going to my disconnect on my inverter. This black wire here is going to the shunt, which is inside, and then I just showed you. And then I've got 2 other wires. I've got a black one that's a temperature sensor, and a gray one as well that's a temperature sensor. The gray one is for the Magnum inverter charger, and then the black one was for the charge controller. As you can see here, there's 3 other wires that go into the controller. The gray one is for the control panel that's inside. This other black one is the temperature sensor wire, and that goes to the battery terminals. The red one is an auxiliary 2 amp charge for the chassis battery. So once the batteries reach full charge, the charge controller will start to send power over to the chassis battery, keeping it topped off as well. Well, let's go inside and take a look at the control inside, and then we'll go up on the roof and take a look at the solar panels up there. Okay, here we are inside. This is the monitor. As you can see right now, the battery voltage is around 13. And then the amps being put into the battery is around 12.9. If we push the back button, that'll show us the battery capacity, and then that will only start to read once the batteries have been fully charged. So if we push select, we can move through several functions here. We can see how many amps have been taken out of the batteries from full. Then we have the auxiliary battery, which I showed you outside. Then there's an equalize feature. Then there's an advanced setup and display. And if you hold the select, you have to hold it for 4 seconds there, or whatever it is. Last full charge was 4 days ago. It keeps track of that for you. I have not done an equalize yet, so it's maxed out at 255 on the days. Max voltage that it's seen has been 15.1. Minimum voltage 12.2. Total charge amp hours 368 amp hours. Lifetime battery amp hours 150. You can clear those as well. There's the temperature of the battery currently. Then you can view and change some other settings, or view the charge unit itself. Hold that to select, and then you can see what's going on there. You can see the temperature of the battery, the output, the input voltage going to the controller, and then the amperage as well. There's also another setup menu. Hold and press that. You can set up your battery amp hours, how many amp hour batteries you have. You can set the charge efficiency. What the self-discharge rate is. What the maximum battery voltage is allowable. The auxiliary mode. And there's still several features here that I haven't fully come to understand just yet, but we're working on it. There's a backlight, whether you want that to come on and off and be auto. When you touch it at nighttime, it automatically goes off when you leave it alone. And then there's a shunt zero, which you want to have the batteries on to the controller, and then the solar disconnect off when you set that. And then you just hold this set button over here and it will reset your shunt to 0. Then you can also restore to default settings as well. There's the battery charge parameters you can set up. So, as you can see, there's quite a bit that you can do in there. Okay, so here we are on the roof. As you can see, I've got my 4 solar panels installed. Also the feet, I used the 3M tape and then covered the feet in the Dicor self-leveling sealant. All my wires are attached, as you can see. I've already closed up my box, put my sealant over the center screws. These are the tilt bars that I ordered. They are made of stainless steel. These thumb screws are actually stainless steel as well as the stainless steel washer. These are very thick too, so they're not some flimsy little piece of steel that they sent. All nice smooth edges. The nut itself is attached right to it. So just take that thumb screw out. And that one. And there is 3 different holes here, so you can adjust where you want it set. Change the pitch just a little bit, the angle of it. Snug them up. Go to the other end. That one in the same hole. And then, as you can see, you just need to leave enough wire that when you lift those up and down, there's wire, it's not pulling on anything. So I did that with all mine. Get a good picture underneath. You can see how dirty it gets underneath. Just catches leaves and whatnot, so you can tilt them up to clean under them as well. It's a beautiful day in Ohio. The sun's in the wrong direction there for me, so I'm going to put this back down so I can continue to collect a good solar charge. Put it back down, it's just opposite of putting it up. And if you put these back together with the nuts at the opposite end, just the way they ship them, makes a convenient way to store them. Just make sure that your thumb screws are all tight. Well, I hope you found these videos to be helpful with your next project, and if you decide to do a solar install. If you don't want to do it yourself, get a hold of me and maybe we'll be in your area and I can put it in for you, or even give you a hand doing it. I do want to make a disclaimer that the resources that I've mentioned throughout the video for AM Solar, that was the company that I chose to go with for my purchase. I really did like the fact that everything was there. I didn't need to go to the store for anything. I also want to point out that I did not receive any products free. I purchased them with my own money. I'm not being paid to endorse their products. I just, after the research, I found them to be the best choice for me. There are other companies out there that are just as good, but I decided to go with AM Solar. So remember to follow all the guidelines and safety precautions by the manufacturers of any power equipment you may be using. Remember, you are working with electricity, so be very careful and take all the precautions you can. Read the directions and follow them. Men, don't throw the directions away. That's what they're for. They're for us to read and use. So again, if you've liked what you've seen, please like and subscribe, and I'm going to get some more videos up soon. We'll see you out on the road.